Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith. This is Smith in the Black with the Weekend Vid, and let's take a look here. And so, what's going to happen when you have heightened volatility is a lot of charts going to look the same. So, SPY gaps down, and then triangle the out, and then repuke. So, what we're looking at here on the daily is this broadening formation here. So, we had that inside day to the downside, a gap down. So, we're looking to take this out here, which is mega cursor. Hold on. 380.54. Right, so we got some room on that. So we're looking for probably a gap down. But anytime you close on the lows, everything's going to look bad. Anytime you close on the highs, everything's going to look good. But as far as we know, right now we're coming back through the broadening formation. If we go to the weekly, let me shrink that down for you. We had that 2-2 weekly reversal, which means we ran out of time. So we're still looking to take this and that out coming into the new week. QQQ. 2 up, 2 down, boom. So a lot of things looking the same. And like I said, when the volatility spikes, then a lot of charts are going to look very similar, right? So what we'll see is like when we do consolidate at all, that there'll be some sector rotation. Outside of that, everything looks like the future. So Q's coming down. If we go to the monthly, a lot of inside months, but these things are getting blood red now. So they're getting closer to taking the things down. If we go to Apple, and Apple still an inside month. In the weekly, what happened here? 2 up, 2 down, like everything else. So looking to try and take this out, these lows. 132.61. So you got some distance on that. We keep an eye on that. If you go to small cappers, outside week. And they were trying to outperform and then boom, got slammed. And on the month, here, still an inside month, but blood red. So the thing is, if we can go 2 down on all these months, the market gets destroyed. But because we're an inside month, because there's a lot of inside months, we could have back and forth, right? So going back to the SPY just for a second. On Monday morning, which side of this do we take out? That, right? Now, if we can take this back to the upside, well, we're going to have our inside month. If we don't, then we're looking to take out these lows for broadening formation. So if we go to TLT, the bonds, are they selling everything? It looks like they are. Weekly, 2-2 reversal here, 2 up, 2 down. It's still coming down. Not the end of the world for the bonds, but inside month, but getting closer to taking that to the downside. And remember, we had this broadening formation here. If we go to the Dow Jones Diamonds, still an inside month, but near the lows of the month. And if we go to the week, 2 up, 2 down, bam. And still looking to come take this out. 306.28. So you got some nice distance on that. And if you go in there, it was like all the bullish signals we had were negated. So Cat Tractor on the month was trying to go 2 up, down, 2 up right here, but comes back into the range, right? That's a problem. That's a problem. And so Cat would only be bullish above 223.29, but now you're coming back through this. All sorts of trouble there. And IBM here was trying to go inside month to the upside, which it did, and then exhausted and came back through. Right? So IBM wouldn't be bullish until it's back over 139.83, and you're not there. And on the weekly, here, outside week to the downside. If we go to Boeing, oh, how they wanted to wish this was going to be good. But if we go to the monthly, remember, we're looking at this here. This internal broadening formation in this entire month of March in 2020. And so as we failed up here, we're still looking to come take this out. 113.89. So we got some distance on that, but we'll see how that goes. If we go to trannies, Tranny's getting closer to 2-2 down on the month. Weekly, a 3 to the downside. And you can see like 5 months here sideways. So the question is, do we take all this out and then start puking hard? Because you got the airlines, American Airlines coming down, you all coming down, FedEx. These guys all in trouble. That was a 2 up, 2 down reversal. And in FedEx, you still got all these guys to take out down in here, right? Unless you can negate that. And so if we're going to negate it, a lot of things like the SPY, how are you going to make this look bullish? Well, you'd have to go inside weak, or you'd have to go potential 3 to the upside, right? We don't have that. So if you go to XLU, inside weak, 3-1 reversal rev strat, right? So here's what we want to do is see, is there a rotation into anything, or are they selling everything? If they're selling everything, we got problems, right? So that's a problem. That's a problem that you would need to negate, and we'll talk about that during the week. If anything, we still have crude, USO, right? Still on a monthly basis, still 2 up, and that gives us XLE, which we've known about all year. However, it's back in the last month's range. It's not the end of the world for this, but this is what's been holding a lot of things up, right? And so XLE, potentially 2 up, 2 down, and if they start correcting in here, that means they're selling everything, right? That's a bit, that'd be a problem. That'd be a problem. It's not the end of the world for XLE. If we go to the daily, had a nice run, and then yesterday was the first 2-2 reversal on the daily, right? It gave us the alarm and be like, all right, take profits, that's good, until we get another buy signal, which we don't have outside of the yearly. But that told us that the leadership is also coming down, all right? That's something you'd want to know about. And so we'll keep an eye on, Exxon, all this coming back in. And one of the things about a yearly signal, which we have in these, is that we always want to see if there's any short-term correction that gives us a reversal back to the upside. We don't have that right now. So you got Exxon, Chevron trying to come in, EOG, right? So we'll see EOG much better. I mean, nowhere near taking out last week's lows. So we'll see how that goes. You got EQT. And EQT goes as an inside week, so we can keep an eye on that as well. If we go to the XRT retail, an XRT retail on the month, like a lot of things, still an inside month. But we'll go to the big boys. Go to Walmart. How's Walmart doing? Still an inside month, but closer to taking this down. So if we go to the weekly, here was RevStrat. 1, 2, 2. But these 3 weeks are still inside of this. But no sign of rallying there. If we go to Costco, Costco's an inside week. But it's 3 weeks inside of this bar. Right? So we wouldn't know about that. But you're closer to taking it to the downside. Right? If we go to Target, took the inside week to the downside. Much closer to taking all of these things to the downside. And that's what's going to happen when you go out near the lows of the week. If you go to SMH, 2 up, 2 down, and you got some more pivots here to take out, right? People are like, pivots are supported. I'm like, no, they aren't. If you go to the daily, you'll see this, the slight higher high, and then coming back to the previous range. So hopefully we're going to take out this 215.22, right? If we go to XLK, once again, you can see this if you know what to look for, right? You're going to see this. The higher high and the lower low. Gap down. If we hold this gap, we're going to look to take this out. 127.03, right? We got some problems here. If you go to SMH, here, SMH, you can see whole bunch of this stuff to take out. And SMH would be 215.22, so we got some more room on there. And with the XLK, we're always watching Microsoft because Microsoft and Apple are the big boys over there, and you're coming back to a previous range, right? So you're going to stop people out. You got some problems over here after this week. Doing this, 2 up, 2 down, reversal week. So if we go to Meta, buddy, should have just stayed Facebook because ever since I've been Meta, we've been getting killed. Look at this. Now we're Meta. 2 up, stop them out. Boom, 2 to the downside. So this thing's still having all sorts of problems ever since become Meta. Inside month to the downside, 3, 1, 2. So we want to know about this below 176.11, right, where it is. And that's an inside month to the downside. Amazon. Oh, nice split you got there, buddy. That means that people have 10 times the stock of something that's tanking, looking for an outside month. Take this out, 101.26, all right? If we go to the weekly, you got an outside week. Slight higher high. So always want to be looking for the broadening formation series. So what did you have here? You had a slight higher high. And your lower low. Let's go down there and take it out. How about, what do you say? In Netflix, we've known about this disaster for a while. It's kind of stuck down here, but, you know, all this kind of stuff kind of looks like the 60-minute SPY from today. Right? We just sat here, tried to rally a little bit, but no. Boom. So if you go to Netflix, again, similar, right? Gap down, sit there, do nothing. And if you go to the daily, if you go to the weekly, all these guys are hoping this thing's going to rally back because they're used to it rallying back. That's not what's happening. If we go to Google, and the Googs, outside week to the downside, monthly, still handily inside month. So that's what it's got going for it, but so far, so bad. If we go to NVIDIA, inside month, but going out on the lows of the month so far, weekly, 2 up, 2 down, and if we start to take this out, we're going to go after these guys. And the lows there, 155.67, so you got some distance on that too. If we go to Autodesk, the 322 on the weekly, outside bar, 2 up, boom, just ran out of time, so we're looking to take this out. 173.90. That's got some good distance on it. If we go to MU, 2 up, 2 down, bam, down she goes, and on the monthly, here, that's a 1-bar rev strat. It's taking these guys out. We were looking at this on the daily, this broadening formation we've been watching the whole time. Now it's trying to expand and come to the downside. If we go to Texas Instruments, Texan, monthly, inside month and down. So we're looking to expand this broadening formation as well. If we go to D-Dog, still an inside month and an inside week. So if we start to break this inside week, we're going to look to try and take this out. 82.15. If we go to Okta, inside week, but closer to taking that to the downside. And if so, we're looking to take all these guys out to the lows. 77.01. If we go to ServiceNow, inside week. So hits the lows, comes up, triangulate out, closer to taking the lows out. 468.80. And if so, then we want to go take all this stuff out. 406.77. That would be a real nice move if we can get that. If you go to Vive, another inside week. All right, so the question is, come down, triangulate out, and hopefully repeat below 181.53. Just a few more AbbVie. It's presently an inside month to the downside. So let me go the month. Inside month to the downside. So long as we're at 312 below 143.44, and you're there right now. Blue after hours is blasting here. So what's this high of the month? 445. So right now, this thing's taking a 2 up, and you can see pivot machine gun right here. So I'm not sure what the news is on blue, but it's up it's up to $7. So we'll probably be on the gap list on Monday morning. China is interesting because a lot of these things like BABA are a rev strat month to the upside, but daily started to give it up. Right, so here inside day pokes down. So China interesting to the upside because of all the rev strats on the monthly. You got JD, you got Baidu, all that kind of stuff. So we'll see if they firm up or just give it up, and that's the end of that. Gold, big outside day to the upside. So what that did was, you see this choppy range, stopped everybody out on the downside, took them out on the upside. So the question was going to be strong enough to hold this outside weak, right? Took out both sides as people were rushing in there. So a bunch of gold shares we'll see. And then Tesla stock. If you go the month, inside month but red. Weekly, slight 2 up, 2 down, but didn't fall apart. So we'll keep an eye on all that. So like I said, with the volatility, a lot of things are going to look like the futures, right? And then when the futures mellow out and go sideways is when you can see some sector rotation. Like today we saw them going into gold. We've seen when things mellow out, they go into energy. But, if we have heightened volatility, a lot of things are going to look exactly like the futures. And we know whenever you got the lows, everything's going to look bad. But we do have more pivots to take out. Even if we do rally, Monday or whatever, likelihood of an inside day, but this day today on Friday, a big gap down in the CPI, you would need to take out these highs, period. All right, if you're going to do anything really good, because we're always looking for bigger moves, not the big scalpy whelpies. We want the bigger moves. So if you're really going to move back higher, you got to take out today's highs. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith, Smith the Black, with the weekend vid.